if I had come to you with this gift of, hey, we're going to go ACL, I got these VIP tickets. Oh, and I spent $2,000 without talking to you. That would not have been a gift to you. That would have
felt a little bit of a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not because we couldn't do it.
Right.
But because I know you well enough to know, and I know our finances well enough to know, and how you think about it, that I'm not going to go spend that level of money without talking to you. Mm-hmm. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Fisher.
And I'm Dave Fisher. We're a husband and wife team of certified financial planners, also known as Team Fisher Financial.
Welcome to And Money, a show where we talk all things life, markets, economics, and how money affects our world.
Hope you enjoy.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of our And Money series. Mm-hmm. We are, maybe as you can tell, actually drinking coffee with our podcast recording for the first time. And it's partially because every time we sit down to do these, it's in the morning, pretty soon after we've dropped off the kids,
yes,
which is usually when I have my coffee. And we haven't been having it. I end up cranky.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
So we're actually going to turn it into something because I have a good idea for how we can kill two birds with one stone. So we did not start drinking coffee until about almost 3 years ago, because that is how old our daughter is.
Yes.
We were both told, or at least I was told, once you get to college, you'll start drinking coffee.
Well, you go to coffee shops, you drink coffee and study, right? Yeah. That's what everybody does.
Yes. Well, you go to the coffee shop. I never actually drank the coffee. Then it was, okay, well, you didn't drink coffee in college. You're definitely going to drink coffee when you get your first job.
Yes.
Also, no. For both of us. Then everyone said, okay, well, for sure, when you have kids. Which remained untrue for our firstborn.
Right.
When we adopted our son, we still didn't drink coffee because we took to heart the sleep when they sleep piece of it.
Yeah. Or just try to survive on 2 hours of sleep for a month.
Yeah.
See what happens.
But then Haley came. And it wasn't Haley.
It was fact that I had no energy running around with Jake.
Because there's no sleep when they sleep. There's no downtime.
Exactly.
Like we had a crazy toddler running around and we were desperate to keep our eyes open.
What is a legal substance I can put in my body in the mornings to wake up? Oh.
Coffee.
Well, caffeine.
Caffeine, yes.
You know, the socially acceptable way is coffee or tea, and we live in America, so it's coffee. And now we're coffee drinkers.
Yes, and now we get it.
We get it.
When everyone was like, why don't you drink coffee? And we were like, why is it such a big deal? I get why it's such a big deal.
It's amazing what it does to your mind and the warmth that it gives you.
It just, even right now, just like taking a sip with it like warm in my hand. So what we're going to start doing is, since we're so new to this world, we don't really know what's good.
Yeah.
So I've started asking people for recommendations. Today we're just drinking what our
H-E-B's
typical
finest.
Oh, H-E-B. If you don't live in Texas, let me tell you.
Or you live in Dallas.
Oh, sorry, Dallas friends.
They're starting to get some, right? I think they're getting a few H-E-Bs.
I've heard rumors of that for years. Yeah. H-E-B is the best grocery store in the entire world.
No store does more
than my H-E-B. And if you're like, no, Trader Joe's is better, you are wrong. No, Kroger's better, you are wrong. H-E-B is the best. And so their coffee beans, at least to our palate, is great.
That's good. I mean, it's reliable. We got the Costa Rican one with the sloth on the bag. That's what appealed to me this time.
I didn't know that. Okay, now I need to go look and find this sloth.
I know.
So
makes me think there's sloths all over Costa Rica.
So we're gonna start there, but then every week we're gonna try a new coffee.
Yep.
So if you have recommendations, and we do whole coffee beans, we have a grinder. We were told that was like a big thing. A burr grinder. Okay.
Yeah. We did
whatever
research.
That means.
Lauren knows I do way too much research
on everything.
So
all that to say, if you're listening to us in the morning, we hope you are enjoying your cup of coffee. And if you have recommendations, we are now too, and we're gonna do it going forward because I don't want to sacrifice my morning cup of coffee anymore.
But we're not here to talk about coffee.
No,
exclusively.
we're just. I felt the need to explain why we're drinking coffee when we weren't before. I don't know why that felt very important to me. So, anyways, let's actually
talk about
things.
Talk about.
Yeah.
So we went to weekend 1 of ACL,
Mm-hmm.
Austin City Limits, for those outside of Austin. Huge music festival. Hundreds of
Yes.
thousands go every year, right?
Except for us.
Oh, yeah. Except for us. In
We
our mid-30s, we're like, you know what
mm-hmm.
we haven't done since we moved to Austin in our early 20s?
14 years ago.
Yeah,
Almost 14 years ago.
is go to ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, it was something we've talked about
mhm,
many times in the past, but there was always some reason not to go.
mhm.
Either I don't want to deal with crowds or the tickets are a little much.
Or Lauren
So,
didn't want to deal with the crowds.
hey,
Oh,
you
sorry.
don't like the crowds either.
I like crowds.
Mm,
I like people.
you like people. Liking people and liking crowds are two different
That's
things.
the truth. Yeah. I don't like traffic. That's a crowd of people and cars. So,
So I actually made the executive decision that we were going to go this year
hmm,
through it being a gift to you.
yeah, for my birthday. That's
Mm-hmm.
very sweet of you. Very thoughtful.
Because you are a very difficult person to buy presents for.
I am. Yes. I don't know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out probably about a year or two ago that just put it on the Amazon list when I think about it, because if you ask me on the spot, what do you want for birthday, Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Never know.
Yeah.
I'm really a content person. I could sleep on a mattress, have a
Oh my
couch,
word.
live the minimalist
You know
lifestyle.
you're implying that like people who know what they want as gifts are not content people by saying that.
That's not true. What I am saying is that I am just not wired that way. I'm wired in a different way.
Well, okay. I don't think that's true. It's
Okay.
not that you don't know what you want, it's that
Yeah.
everything you want is very expensive.
Well, I have expensive taste. That's just nice. Call back to our
uh,
last short we did.
yeah, if you totally side tangent plug, if you haven't looked up our short series called Keeping Up with the Dow Joneses,
Hmm.
go check it out. It's on our same YouTube channel where these videos are.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But yes, I do have expensive taste. So the things on my like want list would be, I don't know, maybe a new grill. Let's take a trip somewhere.
Mm-hmm. But not just like a regular, you want like a super fancy
Yeah,
multi-$1,000 pellet
yeah,
grill?
which
Yes.
just recently received from a gift,
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yes.
So those are things
Surprise out of the blue
out
for
of the
no
blue.
reason.
I know.
You got one from
It was
a
nice.
very generous, very, very kind friend.
Hmm.
So it's great.
So all that to say, it's very hard to shop for me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. So, and you like, I know you well enough to know you like experiences.
Hmm.
When it comes to gift giving,
Yeah,
you would rather have an experience. I would rather have
the item.
the item
Yeah.
most of the time, unless it's an awesome trip. But again, very expensive. So I was like it was the night before your birthday and I still hadn't got you anything and I was racking my
Oh
brain.
my
Wait,
goodness,
you
you didn't tell me this.
you didn't realize
No,
on the like
no,
printout
I
it
didn't
had
look
the
at the date.
date.
I just looked at the tickets. I was very appreciative. So
Yeah, it was the
this is
night before. I was
hilarious.
texting some of our friends and I was like the wives and I was like, guys, I have no idea what to get him. And they're like, what does he like? And I was like, experiences. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just luck or God's grace or what, but I finally thought, you know what is coming up in the fall that
Hmm.
we've never gone to is ACL.
Yeah.
And the lineup was so good,
Hmm.
especially weekend one.
Yeah.
And we are the type of people which we might only do this a few more times because it was a little rough, but we want to be at the front.
Oh yeah.
And I mean like front
Hmm.
row. So,
Well, we were general admission this time, and we are like,
yes.
maybe the next time we go VIP.
Oh yeah, the people because
Yeah,
there's if you don't know like with ACL, there's like the
that was our
general
first time. We didn't
admission
know
and you can get to the front of like wherever the
the
gate
stage.
is
Yeah.
before the stage,
Right.
but then there's like a VIP
Hmm.
area and then a super VIP area.
Wait, there was a
There
super
were
VIP.
two. Did you know there were two
Oh.
different sections? I think that's what I saw.
Oh, I thought it was just one.
But those people looked like
The
they would
VISPist.
VIPs just they would just like go to their private little
Air
cabana,
conditioned.
air conditioned, get their drink, come out, 20 minutes before
If they wanted to be front.
if they wanted to be front,
Yeah.
but there was only like 3 rows deep for how far you could go. Yeah.
Anyway.
So if we do ACL again, we'll do fancy
We'll
pants
be the
tickets.
VISPist.
But we were as close as you could get for general admission,
Mhm.
but we had to camp out for 8 hours.
Well, no, not that stage.
Well, no, you're right. We
Yeah.
weren't. How long were we there?
We were at that stage
5?
for about 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
But it was to see
Luke Combs.
Luke and
Cage the Elephant.
Cage the Elephant,
Mhm.
which I'd heard of, and
Yeah.
I was familiar with their songs. You were a much bigger fan.
Well, I had a lot of teenage angst, and I played the drums, so yes, I.
Dave had a like early 2000s.
Oh man, that's how I learned to play
emo
drums.
phase?
It was one. It wasn't emo.
Well,
it was
you
more
never.
indie rock.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
But there was some emo thrown in. You know, it was all kind of intermixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Luke Combs was amazing.
Yeah.
So
Incredible.
good. And I forgot how many songs. I was like, oh yeah, that's his. That's like every song was a hit.
Right.
Which was amazing.
Yeah. And if it wasn't hot enough, they're shooting flames into the sky.
Which we were close enough that it was like you could feel the heat. Which even though it was the beginning of October, if you know anything about Texas, it was still very hot.
It was still warm. Yes.
But Cage the Elephant was phenomenal.
Yes.
I didn't know like the front man is known for his stage presence, just how he was
did not stop.
I couldn't take my eyes off of him.
Right.
I was so impressed. And there was, and I kind of felt a little bad that I was like front row for him, because I think there were people who like behind us who would have appreciated it so much more than me.
I took a picture during like one of their songs, or like one of their big songs right before it, and the crowd was like, I don't know, 50 rows deep, probably more, 100 rows deep, and thousands of people already there.
It was, and that was before they even started. I think you took that picture like
right.
5-10 minutes before they started.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed it.
But one of their hit songs, right? You want to say it? You know it now.
I do. Yeah. Well, I don't want to sing it, even though I would know.
She's a better singer than I am.
So it's oh my gosh, I just forgot it.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
Ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed.
Ain't nothing in this world.
Nothing in this world for free. Wow, I'm usually the one reminding you of lyrics. Okay. Yes. So the whole premise, and that's one of their catchier songs. That's one of the songs I was familiar with.
Right.
But listening to the lyrics was very interesting. Because he talks about, it's like 3 scenarios where he's talking about, first it's a prostitute who comes to him and initiates
a conversation.
Yeah. And in the song, he's asking her like, what led you to this? Yeah. And that's the chorus. Ain't no rest for the wicked, money don't grow on trees. Then it goes to a guy, he like leaves that conversation, then he gets robbed at gunpoint. Held up at gunpoint. Yeah. And again, he's like, what's led you to this? Ain't no rest for the wicked, money don't grow on trees, got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. And then the last one,
he goes home. He's watching TV.
Oh yeah, turns on the news, and it is a preacher who is being arrested for embezzling funds from his church.
Right.
And again,
ain't no rest for the wicked.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah. And something very specific about that is like, we're all the same is how he references that. And everyone just screaming this song at the top of their lungs. It's like this visceral reaction that everybody has, that there's this truth they've experienced in life when it comes to money.
And there's something he says, I'm gonna look up the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
Which lyric?
When he's talking about the preacher.
Yeah, it's the last verse.
He'd taken money from the church. He'd stuffed his bank account with righteous dollar bills. But even still, I can't say much because I know we're all the same. Oh yes, we all seek out to satisfy those thrills.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, the progression from prostitute to someone robbing you to
a robber.
A robber. prostitute robber preacher. I was like, I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. Wow. But that it's even you can kind of tell in the lyrics he's even like purposely making this juxtaposition between like you might expect that from the prostitute or the robber,
Hmm.
you wouldn't expect it from the preacher
Right.
taking the quote unquote righteous dollar bills like
Hmm.
from this church,
But we're all the same.
but we're all the
That's
same,
what he's saying.
all seek out to satisfy those
Hmm.
thrills because money has such a tight hold
Yeah.
on everybody.
Yeah. It like it's amazing. We're in so many conversations,
Mm-hmm.
and we do we help people too pro bono,
Yeah.
periodically, when they come to us, they're in debt, they need to figure out how to restructure their life financially and just never had a proper education.
Yeah.
And then we also work with people that are knocking it out of the park, selling businesses. They've received a crazy inheritance, like they're just in a very good financial position.
Yeah.
So we get to see both of those worlds. And it's very interesting that the money that has a tie on everybody's heart in that way,
Mm-hmm.
where it kind of like cling to it. And if something were to happen, market were to go down 10%, if an investment just didn't work out the way they thought it would,
Right.
or they don't get to spend like they want to because they've restrained themselves from past bad decisions, like they both have this like, how do I either hold on to it or how do I get the most fun out of
Mm-hmm.
money? um but at the end of it, it's like there's something missing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and we have these conversations often, like hundreds of conversations every year, about people's financial situation, and everybody comes at it from different angles.
Mm-hmm.
But I always like to remind people in these conversations that like money is not very good on like providing the security that you're looking for.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in that way. It's helpful to have, right? Like it's better to have money than not
Yeah.
have money.
Yeah.
Um, it makes life easier.
It makes the world go round.
It gives you more
Mm-hmm.
time, more flexibility. Like it does do a lot for you,
Sure.
but it's not ultimate. It can't ever be ultimate. And the people that continue to sacrifice time with family, time doing things you love,
Mm-hmm.
saying like, I have to get that extra dollar, I have to get that extra dollar. And then they're on their deathbed. There was actually, oh, I need to look up that book. There was a book somebody referred to me recently.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hospice doctor.
Oh, you told me about this, and we were going to
Yeah.
look it up because we couldn't remember the name.
And he wrote about end of life experiences and conversations that he has with his patients.
I'm just going to Google hospice doctor book.
We'll find that. And it was a very intriguing.
Taking Stock?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Taking Stock, a book by Jordan Grumet.
So it was very interesting, the premise of it. I haven't fully read the whole book yet, but just thinking
Interesting.
through end of life experiences that people have. And it's
Mm-hmm.
never about, I wish I could have worked more, I wish I could have made more money.
Yeah.
It's usually about, I wish I would have forgiven that person or
Mm-hmm.
deepened that relationship or had closer relationship with kids, or there's just more about it that they realize, I wish I had
Yeah.
X instead of spending all my time and money, trying to get more money.
Yeah.
How would you have lived differently?
Mm-hmm.
And the cool part of it is that I think there's some aspect of being young. People think I've got forever, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like we were wired that way to live forever. But then as you get older and you age and you have more ailments, or you have different things come up, or people close to you
Yeah, I was gonna say
get sick
you
or
start
pass
to
away.
see, depending on ages, you you lose grandparents. I just lost my granny
Hmm.
earlier this year.
Yeah.
You start seeing parents are getting older.
Hmm.
Um, even like Nate Bargatze even has like he makes it funny because he can
You
take
can
any
make
situation,
anything.
like how you make a wrong order at a Starbucks hilarious. I don't understand.
Speaking of
He's just
coffee
he's
again.
just so gifted. But he talks about like he has a bit where he's talking about like there's a moment in your adult life where you just realize like, okay, I'm in charge of the family now.
Mhm.
And the premise he uses is he's talking about his dad, like they had to go to the store for something, and they go in and they come back out and his dad's door is like wide open
Hmm.
because he didn't shut it. Like he
Oh,
just
that's
left
right.
it. He just like
Yes.
left it open and just walked into the store. And God, his deliveries, I can't do it justice, but he's like, doors haven't changed much. Like, I'm pretty sure we still all know you close them. And he was like, and that was the moment I was like, all right, Dad, I'm gonna be in charge, which is funny, and it's like it's a silly thing of he just forgot to close the door going
Mhm.
into the store, but he's kind of pricking on like hard stuff, which is mental capacity can sometimes go
Physical
physical. I
capacity.
mean,
Yeah.
for my granny was sharp as a tack
Mhm.
to her last day, but physically her body
Yeah.
broke down, and there are dogs
Barking.
barking.
Yep. That's about right.
Oh goodness, whatever.
They're old too.
They are old.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
we joke about it, but that one, if you can hear the curmudgeonly one, she's our older one, and
She
she's
can't
like,
see anything.
she's
If
going,
anything moves, she starts
she's
barking.
going deaf.
I know.
She's
Not going. It's gone.
what?
She
Okay,
hit it
I
out of
don't
the
know about.
park.
I don't know about that. If we open cheese, she certainly hears that. I think she just has some selective listening right now.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, but as you start to get older, and even I lost both my maternal grandparents
Mhm.
when I was 17.
Yeah.
And I think just because of my age, it maybe didn't hit me as much as losing my granny, which was my
Mhm.
dad's mom. That was so much harder.
Yeah.
And I think it was maybe just some maturity in
Understanding this life is short.
and and I think when I was 17 I didn't really want to feel it. And
Mm.
so I just in my youth just
Moved on.
kind of moved on.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that this time. Um which was I mean it was hard to see her physically deteriorate.
Mm.
Um but it does bring mortality into focus a lot clearer when you go through those types of scenarios and
And
those experiences.
as we're in this career longer, we're continuing to have more and more of these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Whether clients are aging and they're 70, 80, some 90, and just figuring out how do we get everything buttoned up in the
Mm-hmm.
best way possible for you, for your kids, uh, even like spouses that we do.
Mm-hmm.
We work with a decent amount of widows, both through work and pro bono, but trying to figure out how do we navigate this process where maybe they just didn't know their financial situation at all.
Which, okay, can I go on a quick soapbox really
Yes.
quick?
Well, you love soapboxes,
I
so
do. I'm gonna. Okay.
step up.
Okay. So here's the thing, and it's with our generation and younger.
Hmm.
It's becoming. It could be either spouse. It could be either the husband or the wife, where one spouse handles everything
Yeah.
and the other spouse is like not involved at all.
Right.
But especially older generations,
Hmm.
just in terms of, even we've talked about this before, like women could not get a credit card
Yeah.
until like 1976 without a father or husband signature, which is
Hmm.
insane. But because of that, we're starting to see a lot of situations where husband handled all of the finances,
Right.
wife had no idea what was going on,
Hmm.
trusted the husband passes away, and in addition to grieving the loss of her life partner, for a lot of people someone they've been with 20, for 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years,
Yeah.
in deep mourning,
Hmm.
appropriately so,
Right.
about that, and also so scared, so unsure, are the bills getting paid, where's our checkbook, I don't know where our accounts are, I have
Hmm.
no idea. And not only are they mourning the death of their most important person,
Yeah.
they're also in a really, really difficult spot and have a lot of really hard emotions
Hmm.
around their finances.
Right.
So if if that is your dynamic, and I don't want to say this in a judgmental manner, we don't know the context of everyone's specific situations. We dig in a lot with people's like relationship to money, memories around money, a lot of that informs this. But if you are the spouse who handles the finances, has the control, knows where everything is, you need to bring your spouse into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if that dynamic works for y'all and you still want to be the one who handles it most of the time and you still want to be the one to make the decisions and she trusts you or he trusts you to do that, that's fine. But they need to know what's going on because you are setting them up for a really, really difficult situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's heartbreaking to watch, that's really hard to deal with, because a financial advisor isn't going to magically know all of the moving pieces. Good ones will know more than you think.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, we don't know everything.
Yeah.
We can't, and there's not some like magic wand we can wave and just like give you decades of financial information.
Mm-hmm.
So it just is so hard to see people walk through that, and I see people making the same mistakes in marriages. And if you're the spouse on the other end who's like not involved, and a lot of times it's like, I don't want to be, I trust them, they've got it. Again,
you don't want the stress of it.
You don't want the stress of it.
Yeah.
That's fine to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to ask yourself, what happens if they're not around? What happens if something happens to them?
You can't ask them a question.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
One of the best gifts you can give to your spouse is to carry the burden of financial stewardship with them.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be everything. You can figure out what works for you, but you've at least got to have some basic understanding of what's going on in your financial world, because you're really, truly setting yourself up for failure if you don't.
And honestly, if it's more than that or any extra benefit to it, is the fact that divorce is often caused by some sort of financial infidelity or disagreement arising from
Conflict,
finances.
yeah.
It may not be that, and that might be the reason people give, but it does create tension in marriages.
Mm-hmm.
So having open dialogue about it actually helps.
Yes.
It doesn't hinder that. It helps in deepening your communication, deepening the relationship, so that you can actually grow from there.
Yeah, 100%.
You could stick your head in the sand and just be like, I don't know. But I've seen so many people, friends, family members that have been affected by one spouse spending too much or getting into something that they shouldn't have because there was no checks and balances. The other spouse is not involved. So leading to that is just having a little bit more involvement, more exposure to what your family is doing financially actually will probably inhibit negative behaviors that could cause more conflict in your marriage.
Yeah. And I think a good example of that for us is like, we were talking about ACL, right?
Yeah.
And I just got the general admission tickets partially because doing the VIP was, in our marriage and how we think about spending, was a big enough price tag that I would not have done that without checking with you first. As much as I looked at those VIP tickets and I saw all of the perks and I was like, that would be really fun. But this actually would not be a gift to you, especially as the frugal one. If I went and dropped $1,000+
per,
was it per?
Wasn't it per person?
I'd have to go check. I can't remember, but it would have been at least $1,000, if not more. Because yeah, actually, I think you're right. So could I have done that? Sure. Would it have broken?
English is hard.
Would it have broken the bank? No.
I don't know if you should teach Jake phonics today.
Our kindergartner is learning how to read, and I've been working on his Spalding phonics, which is totally new to me. So
it's not just a basketball, folks.
Wait, what?
Spalding. Never mind. That was very rich.
Oh, it's a. Okay, I'm with you. I get it.
Yep.
Anyways, but if I had come to you with this gift of, hey, we're going to go ACL, I got these VIP tickets. Oh, and I spent $2,000 without talking to you. That would not have been a gift to you. That
I
would have
felt a little bit of a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because, not because we couldn't do it,
right,
but because I know you well enough to know, and I know our finances well enough to know, and how you think about it, that I'm not going to go spend that level of money without talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted it to be a surprise. So I was like, all right, general admission it is. But that's a silly example, but that's kind of when you've been married for 13 and a half-ish years. Doing the math. Are you doing some math on the ceiling?
Yeah. Queen's Gambit.
And we've had, I want to rewatch that.
Well, they never made another season. So.
I know. That's why I said rewatch. Because I watched, there's something that came up in my Instagram feed where they like showed that scene.
Oh, yeah.
Where she's like trying to beat the Russian. And
yeah,
she's like doing the, yeah.
Yep.
Anyways.
That's how I do my math. Just like her. I'm a genius. Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yeah. Great. Good job. I'll get you a red wig. You can play some chess.
I don't think it's going to come across the same way.
Anyways, just that's the kind of stuff that you have to think, and that's a dynamic that's specific to us because of how you're wired, how I'm wired, and we've had enough conversations to figure that out. That may not be the case for other people, given their financial situation or just how, whatever that looks like. You know, there might come a day where dropping 2,000 is no big deal.
Oh, there will be a day, but it's not today.
But even then, we're still gonna have those conversations because I care about you enough to, I'm not going to prioritize like me wanting to give you a surprise over knowing how you think about expenses.
Oh, I feel so loved. Thank you.
Even though I did it the night before your birthday.
Still,
listen.
Sometimes last second gifts are the best.
I met the deadline. Oops.
You met the deadline. Or are you gonna hand me just a blank piece of paper? Here you go.
I literally was about to be like, honey, I don't know what you want, so let's go get whatever you want. Yeah. But then I would have to be like, he's not gonna. If I do that,
I'm gonna get some utilitarian thing,
or you're not gonna get anything at all.
Yes.
And I'd have to like march you to a store and be like, buy something.
Ooh, that sounds real fun.
Exactly.
I do not like shopping.
I know.
Anywho.
Anyways, what else is going on in the world? What are markets doing right now? Let's see.
Well, they've been positive. I would assume they're probably taking a little breather today.
Their S&P's up 12 bips. Nasdaq's up 35. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
VIX is up a little bit. Not much.
There is expectation that the Fed will be making another rate cut. The Fed funds rate will be dropping.
Do you think it's going to be before the end of the year that they'll do it again?
Yes, that's what they're pricing in right now.
But, okay. CPI print came in
3% on core. Yeah.
Which is good. But
it's not great.
It's not
good.
Exactly. It's like it's not great. It's not like it came in
2.5.
Yeah. So when it came out, what was that? Late last week?
Last Wednesday.
And everyone was like, "Oh, the Fed's obviously going to cut." That's where my brain, there's just some cognitive dissonance with me in terms of like how the market overreacts to things and how then talking heads go and take it and make it guarantee.
Yeah.
When I'm like, okay, it came in good, not great.
Yeah.
And we're in a government shutdown. We're at all-time highs. You know, is the Fed going to cut into the very environment that they've talked about forever not wanting to cut into?
So much ambiguity around jobs and how that part of the economy is doing that I think
even how it's reported.
I think the Fed is even taking more anecdotal evidence that there's a slowdown in the job market as fact because they can't trust the data as much. So, and there's not much data coming out right now while the government shut down. So in lieu of that, I think they're trying to get down to what they think is like a good level and then hold for a period of time. And no one really knows what that good level is, but the understanding, the market always likes it when the Fed is in a slow cutting cycle. That's just historically proven that when they start cutting, but it's at a slow pace, like markets thinking, hey, they don't see any scary things on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it just so that we don't crush the expansion that's been happening. Right
Right.
now, it's just like, how do we get to that proper level? But if jobs numbers are not really reputable right now. They can't really rely on what's being coming out. Even like the ADP jobs report is
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the next best thing they have
Yeah.
when there is no jobs number coming from the government, the federal government. There is this expectation that they're going a little bit more off the anecdotal data on the job market and then relying on is inflation increasing with like the tariffs and other things that have been instituted this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not really.
Yeah.
It's kind of like staying where it
Mm-hmm.
is. So I guess they're taking their cue with the fact that inflation isn't rising, that they're like,
Yeah.
I think we can start going into this and easing into it. And whenever the Fed funds rate goes down, lendings, the interest rates tend to follow, maybe
Mm-hmm.
not on the long end as much, but definitely on the shorter end,
Sure.
which fuels more consumer spending, buying other things that they can with credit,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and just kind of keeping the economy going, right?
So speaking of that, you
Mm-hmm.
said consumer spending.
Yeah.
We talked about this a few days ago, but we never finished the conversation. So there was a study that came out that most of consumer spending right now, like we are a consumer driven economy. That's
70%.
where the vast majority of our GDP comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Most of that consumer spending right now is coming from upper middle class, higher net worth, higher
Mm-hmm.
earners, and very little is coming from
Yeah.
the lower
Lower middle class
lower
or
middle
lower.
class, lower class.
Yeah.
There was also a study that came out that said American consumers are bearing about 50% of the tariff
Yes.
burden.
Who was that?
Was that JP
It was one of
Morgan?
the wirehouses
Yeah.
that did some.
It was either JP Morgan or Morgan
Morgan Stanley.
Stanley. Yeah. So no one's really made this connection between those two things.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked you, and I think we got interrupted by the kids, and I never got your answer. Do you think, and I won't say by design, because I don't think anybody can take credit for that, but do you think there's something to potentially be said for the fact that the tariffs are kind of becoming a bit of a real world tax, quote unquote, on higher earners? Like they're the ones driving consumer spending.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that are out there with purchasing power.
Yeah.
And we have over here saying, hey, 50% of the tariff cost that we were all worried about is being borne by the consumer. So
Mm-hmm.
are we kind of seeing maybe a leveling out here where there was some what's the word, criticism of like OB3 and upper class families, upper middle class earners not really being taxed, especially with the additional cuts? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I
That
do. So we need to go into more of the granular data to see what industries or type of consumer products are actually the ones being purchased and the ones
oh,
that have the
okay.
tariffs
Okay.
on them,
That's a good point.
to have more clarity on that. I know you go to HEB grocery store, and if you compare year over year spending from like 2020 to now,
Mm-hmm.
it feels astronomical.
Right.
Some of that having to do with different things that have happened in agriculture or farming or livestock or you name it. But
Yes.
other things having to do with inflation, just generalized increasing
Mm-hmm.
prices, right?
And everybody buys
And
groceries,
everybody
right?
buys groceries. So anecdotally, you could be like, well, everybody's bearing that cost, right?
But
On the
but
grocery side. But if you're buying a brand new
yeah,
vehicle,
I'm talking like tariffs specifically, not just
yeah,
inflation.
it costs 60 grand. Well, likely right now, the people buying that are going to be at least middle class,
Mm-hmm.
likely upper middle to wealthy classes. And those are the people that are going to be paying the tariff piece tied to that, the increase in price that the consumer is now taking on and purchasing these vehicles, but is being added to by the manufacturer. So in that way, if we're talking about like larger goods or more durable goods, and it is those classes, then I liken it to toll roads.
Yes.
So toll roads, most of the time, are going to be traveled by people that have the means to take the toll and see the value in shortening time travel, or not even having to worry about traffic or something like that, so that they can, like, they valued the time more than the money that it's going to cost them.
Yeah.
Versus lower class, many of which do not take toll roads because they understand, hey, this is going to take a substantial amount more of the net income coming into my pocket.
Yeah, and I don't have the wiggle
month.
room. Yeah.
So in effect, toll roads are a tax on the higher classes in that way.
Yeah.
In this way, if tariffs, and we'd have to do more research, but if tariffs are more geared toward those durable goods and higher dollar items, then we could say it's the upper class that is spending. The consumer spending is the majority upper class, or middle to upper class. Then you would say, yeah, they're effectively being taxed more for their consumer spending.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's a very odd turnaround that we're saying we're cutting taxes in certain areas through ABBA, is what I like to call it. But those taxes, the tariffs in that way, are coming back, and anybody
being
actually spending money still at a higher level is bearing more of that brunt.
Yeah.
So it is more of a consumer tax versus like an income tax or
Yeah.
a property tax.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of where my mind was going. I do think we'd have to do a little more research, but I saw those two data points like pretty close to one another, and I was like, interesting.
Now, correlation does not mean causation.
Sure.
But let's do some more analysis on this and come back, because I think there's more to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from the week? What are we doing for Halloween? We are coming up on 15 years? No.
How old are we? I don't know.
No, 15 years.
What are you talking about?
Of meeting.
We
met. You and me meeting. I just talked about Halloween.
It's like, we're working. What meeting?
No.
15 years ago we met somebody? Okay. We met each other.
We met at a Halloween party almost 15 years ago. Because it was 2010, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know. Time is flying. We enjoy it, and it's been great. But because of that, Halloween does have a special place in our hearts.
Yes.
Because that was when our hearts met each other.
Oh my word.
Yeah, that was really bad.
that was so
terrible.
Corny. But
cut that.
So we're not cutting that. People need to know how corny you are.
They already know.
So we're gonna take the kids trick-or-treating. Our son, despite
the dark side,
despite never having seen Star Wars, someone gave him this like Star Wars Lego book that I'm not a Star Wars person. It's just never been a thing. Yeah. But I've learned so much about lightsabers and
who's good, who's bad,
and Siths, and I finally understand who Kylo Ren is. So because of that, he's gotten a little obsessive. He loves it. So he wants to read that book all the time. So he is going to be Anakin Skywalker, but with a red lightsaber, because he really wanted a red lightsaber.
He likes bad guys right now. And all I can assume is that he thinks that they're cooler.
I think they also look cooler.
Yeah,
like it's like cooler. An all black costume.
Yeah.
He's got his red, he wanted to be Darth Maul, and I was like, no, we're not doing black and red. No, I am not doing that.
Nightmares.
Well, that, and I'm not painting your face like that.
Oh, true.
And then our daughter, he won't wear a mask because he says he was, but he's 5 feet. He'd be like, I don't want to know my face. Anyways, and then our daughter will be Cinderella, and we're gonna go trick or treating. And then we always watch Zombieland. Yeah, that's one of our favorites.
I don't know how I convinced her of that, but she really does like it.
Listen, it's not like a tip. It's very like campy, very over the top, like almost silly, funny when it comes to like the zombies themselves. Because I'm not a horror person, I'm not a zombie person. That's the kind of movie I like. My favorite Halloween film of all time, which I have not watched yet, and I need to, is Hocus Pocus.
Super creepy.
It is not creepy. It is Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker as witches. Like,
first time I saw this, I was like, is this a kid's movie?
She was like, they're sucking her life. He was like, what are they? I was like, oh, they're sucking her life out of her. It's fine. He's like, how old were you? I was like, I have watched it every year since I was 8. It's amazing. My dream is I want to host a Halloween party one day. And we would have to rent out like a huge.
I was gonna say this dream feels very doable. Host a Halloween party,
but like inspired by the Halloween party happening at City Hall in Hocus Pocus, with like the awesome band that's all like dressed up in their Halloween garb. Everyone, like, to get in, you have to have a committed, full on Halloween costume, like servers doing drinks and hors d'oeuvres. Like, it would be like, we're talking a Halloween
shindig
bash.
Yeah.
And I would so hire Hocus Pocus I don't know, cosplay people to come and do the I put a spell on you number. Like, I want to do that one day. If I can do that, that is like, if we get to a point of a certain level of success where we have the money and I can throw that party and invite like everybody we know, we're going to do it. Cause I would lose my mind. It would be the most fun thing ever.
Our kids would have to be a little older so then they can run around the town and like be chased by people. That'd be great.
Which, that's also hilarious. That's so 90s, like early 90s. It's just like, where are your kids? I don't know.
We left them at home. They're fine.
They
no
make
helicopter parents there.
They literally make their teenage son take their daughter trick-or-treating so that they can go to a Halloween party. They're like, you're on your own.
Peace.
Bye. Don't get killed by witches who come back to life. Love you.
That's about right. They're new to the town too. They didn't know too much, right?
On that note, if you love Halloween, stay tuned maybe in like 10 years and I can have the Halloween party of my dreams.
On that note, I think I got nothing.
He's speechless, guys.
I am speechless. There's a spell on me.
Full circle. Brought it back around. So I love you. All right. Well, stay tuned. We did end up on a very unplanned hiatus. We haven't had a new episode in a month. That was not planned. There were a lot of things that happened. Life. There were some sicknesses, some transitions with our kids that we had to focus on, some work things for clients that took priority. But we're going to be back on our regular cadence. Every 2 weeks, a new episode will drop on Tuesdays. And we hope by the time you watch or listen to this, it will be after Halloween. So we hope you have had a wonderful Halloween and moving into the holiday season.
The best
your favorite time of the year.
Best time of the year.
All right, we're signing off. We'll catch y'all next time.